Michael Dorn addresses Worf's Star Trek future after Picard Season 3. Michael Dorn's portrayal of Worf, the gruff yet honorable Klingon warrior, has become one of Star Trek's most enduring and beloved legacies. Since his debut in Star Trek: The Next Generation, Dorn has appeared in more Star Trek episodes than any other actor, spanning TNG, Deep Space Nine, and the recent return in Star Trek: Picard Season 3. Now, with Picard having wrapped up its final season, many fans are wondering, what's next for Worf? Well, Michael Dorn has finally addressed that very question, and while he didn't give a definitive roadmap, his comments offer hope, intrigue, and a hint of Klingon-sized ambition. Worf's rebirth in Picard Season 3. For many fans, Star Trek: Picard Season 3 was more than a nostalgic reunion. It was a celebration of legacy. But among all the returning TNG characters, Worf may have had the most striking evolution. No longer simply the fierce, stoic warrior, Worf had matured into a calm, meditative figure, one who wielded his sword with the precision of a monk and delivered dry humor with unexpected wit. It was a Worf we'd never quite seen before, deeply introspective, yet still ready to eviscerate his enemies when diplomacy failed. According to Dorn, this transformation was by design. The writers wanted to show growth, he explained during a recent interview, not just in age, but in philosophy. Worf is still a warrior, but he's not defined solely by combat anymore. He's found balance between his Klingon side and his Starfleet training. This new incarnation was met with enthusiastic praise by both fans and critics alike, reigniting the call for more Worf-centered stories. Dorn's perspective: the door is open. So, what's next? During a fan queue and a panel at a recent convention, Dorn was asked the inevitable, will we see Worf again? With a smile and a shrug, he replied, the door is always open. Worf is never really gone. He elaborated further in a later interview. There are no solid plans right now, but I think the interest is definitely there, on both sides. I would love to continue exploring this version of Worf. I think we've only scratched the surface. The open-ended nature of his answer has fueled speculation that Worf might return in Star Trek: Legacy, the hypothetical spin-off show teased by Picard showrunner Terry Matalas. The series, if greenlit, would follow the adventures of the Next Generation aboard the newly christened USS Enterprise G, captained by Seven of Nine. Would Worf have a place in such a future? Dorn seemed intrigued by the idea. Worf has always been a mentor. I could easily see him in an advisory role, maybe even back at Starfleet Intelligence. Or maybe he's dragged into one last battle. That would be fun. At Klingon Renaissance. What's particularly compelling about Worf's potential future is the opportunity to revisit the Klingon Empire itself. For years, Klingon-centric stories have taken a backseat in Star Trek, especially since the divisive portrayal of Klingons in Discovery. Dorn himself pitched a Worf-led series years ago, focused on Klingon politics and diplomacy. Though it never got off the ground, the idea resonated with many. And now, with renewed interest in legacy characters, the timing might finally be right. I still believe that the Klingon culture has so many untapped layers, Dorn said. There's honor, betrayal, spiritual conflict. It's ripe for storytelling. Worf is the perfect lens through which to explore that. Imagine a series where Worf becomes Chancellor of the Klingon High Council, trying to reform a crumbling empire from within. Or a darker tale, where he must prevent a Klingon civil war as old factions rise to challenge the Federation-Klingon alliance. These stories wouldn't just be about action, they'd be about legacy, identity, and the cost of peace. The actor behind the warrior. It's also worth noting that Dorn, now in his 70s, is still more than up for the challenge. He performed many of his own fight scenes in Picard and seems to be in better shape than ever. His passion for the character remains undiminished, even after decades in the prosthetics and heavy Klingon armor. I love this character, Dorn admitted. He's been with me most of my life. And honestly, I think he still has things to say. Indeed, in a franchise that has spanned centuries of fictional time and dozens of real-world years, Worf has become one of the most consistently evolving characters. From the insecure officer on the Enterprise D to the diplomat warrior we see in Picard, his journey has mirrored the very heart of Star Trek, always reaching, always growing. Final thoughts. To be continued? While there is no confirmed Worf spinoff at this time, the buzz is real, and Michael Dorn is clearly open to donning the sash and bat'leth once more. Whether it's as a recurring figure in Star Trek: Legacy the lead of a Klingon-centric drama, or even a voice of wisdom in future animated projects like Lower Decks or Prodigy, the path forward for Worf is rich with possibilities. And if Star Trek has taught us anything, it's that no good story truly ends. It simply waits for the next stardate. As Worf himself might say, today is a good day to keep telling stories.